Alright, right now, we're going to talk about topic 2.2, which is solving log equations. We're going to take some of that information that we learned in 2.1 and apply it and solve equations using those laws of logarithms. The first four examples that you see on your screen are actually using skills that you used in Unit 1, and they are going from exponential. If you remember the rules, change this log equation to an exponential equation, and then see if you can find a common base. Any of those rules that you learned before. So we're going to start with number 1 here. First thing, change it to exponential, and then see what you have. So changing this to exponential, you have 7 squared equals x. Well, I don't have to find a common base because I've got an answer right there. 7 squared is 49. So that's my answer. X is 49. Okay. The next equation, same thing. Change it from log form to exponential form. X to the 3 halves is equal to 27. Whoops. Is equal to 27. Okay. So we're going to raise all of this to the reciprocal power. And we learned this skill a couple units ago too. We're going to take that and raise it to the 2/3 power. What that does is allow this power to power you multiply, so that becomes x to the 6/6 or x to the 1st is equal to 27 to the 2/3 power. Again, rewrite that fractional or rational exponent. That means you've got the cube root of 27. Look, cube root. Said cube, wrote squared. I'll make it look like a 3 eventually. The cube root of 27, all of that squared. Cube root of 27 is 3. So that becomes 3 squared. And now, so we see that x is 9. Okay. Rewriting this, x to the 0 power equals 2. Well, you have to think about this one a little bit. Anything to the 0 power is 1, so that's not possible. X to the 0 power can't equal 2, so the answer here would be no solution. You have to remember that some of the things you know that you just have in your knowledge base, and you know that anything to the 0 power has to equal 1, so there's no way that 2 can be a correct answer or have a solution as an answer. Number 4, we have 2 to the x. Now this is where it looks like what we did last unit. 2 to the x equals 64. 64 can be written with a common base. 2 to the x is equal to 2 to the 6th. Set the exponents equal to each other. If you need to solve, you can, but this one it just means that since the bases are the same, the exponents must be also the same. So x equals 6. Okay, so there's a few examples. Kind of review. We didn't use anything new that we did last time, but it does give you a few examples of some of the things you might run into on this next set of problems that you're going to have to work. I'm going to move the sheet down, which means all of this is going to erase. Okay, we're going to move down. And I'm going to just put up these two problems for right now. and then I'll put up the other problems. Let's see if I move this up one and give ourselves a little more room. Okay. Just give myself a little more room for every problem to work. Okay. Looking at this, again, first put it in exponential form. So you've got 2 to the 4th. 2 to the 4th is equal to x minus 9. Well, now it looks very solvable. 2 to the 4th is 16 is equal to x minus 9. Add 9 to both sides. So 25 is equal to x. So you come over here. That may be off the screen. Hope not. Okay. Looking at number 6. You have 15 plus 2 log base 2 of x equals 25. We need to isolate this log part of this equation. So first let's subtract 15 from both sides, which is going to leave then, that adds to be 0, going to leave 2 log base 2 of x equals 10. Now we still have this 2 times log base 2, so we're going to divide by 2 so that we get the log part by itself. So now you have log base 2 of x equals 5. Now let's put it in exponential. 2 to the 5th equals x. So x is 2 to the 5th, and that is 32. So x is equal to 32. Alright, let's do the last 2 problems. Work some examples so you have some information that you can use for your homeworks. Get this where we can ensure that they're both on the page. Alright, again, we want to get the logs on the one side of the equal sign and the numbers on the other. So I'm going to add log base 8 of x to both sides. Okay, and I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So this is going to add to be 0, and this is going to add to be 0. Looks like a 6. It should be a 0. Okay. So on the left now, you've got log base 8 of x plus log base 8 of 4 equals 2. Alright, now we go to the rules we learned last time. We've got a sum of logs, which means we can combine that into one log, and that will become log base 8 of 4 times x. When they're added, combine it as a product. That equals 2. Now you've simplified this about as much as you can. You've got 1 log equals a number. Let's put it in exponential form. 8 squared is equal to 4x. Well, that's looking pretty good. Looks like we can solve that. That's going to be 64 equals 4x. Divide it by 4. X will be equal to 16. Okay. Using that skill that we just learned last unit. Same thing goes with number 8. You're going to subtract 2 log base 4 of x from both sides. And you're going to add 2 to both sides. So this becomes 0, and so does that when you add them. So 2 log base 4 of 8 minus 2 log base 4 of x equals 2. Factor out a 2, greatest common factor from this side. You've got 2 log base 4 of 8, and I'm doing this will be in parentheses. Doing this pretty stepwise. Some of you will be able to see very easily that you could combine a lot of these steps. If I divide by 2 on both sides, now I have, this becomes 1, and that becomes 1. So I have log base 4 of 8 minus log base 4 of x equals 1. I have a difference of logs here, which means I have a division problem when I combine them. So I have the log base 4 of 8 over x equals 1. Now let's got sent down to 1 log equals a number. Put it in exponential form. 4 to the first is equal to 8 over x, or 8 over x equals 4. Now we need to solve that just in very simple, because most of you should know by now you can just mentally swap that 4 and that x, and you've got x equals 2. But I'm going to show it step by step. If you multiply both sides by x, this cancels to be 1, so you have 4x equals 8. And then when I divide by 4 both sides, x equals 2. So my answer is x equals 2. Now that one took a lot of steps. You don't necessarily have to show them all, but you do have to show me enough for me to know that you know what you're doing. That's the end of this lesson, and hope you have a great day and have this helps on your homework.